Hello, this video is about univariate distribution plots in Seaborn. The easiest access point to these plots is called dist plot. We're going to need some data, so we'll generate 2,000 normally distributed data points. And this is what dist plot looks like without any parameters. We can see there's a histogram, and the blue line is a kernel density estimate. There's some named parameters to change the appearance of this plot. We can set the color. We can add a label. And we have this Boolean variable called vertical, which will switch the two axes. So here we see it's changed to red. It's rotated 90 degrees, and there's that label on the left-hand side. The different components of this dist plot are the kernel density estimate, the KDE, the histogram, and the rug plot. KDE and histogram are on by default, and rug plot is off. Here's what the rug plot looks like. Little dashes, one for each data point. If we turn off the KDE and leave the histogram on, you will see that the scale on the left-hand side changes. This is number of examples rather than frequency. If we want the scale to be frequency, like it is when the kernel density estimate is on, we can use this norm hist parameter. Now we see that the scale on the left-hand side is fraction of the total rather than absolute count. The other thing that's really useful in this dist plot function is a fit parameter. We can select a statistical distribution. In this case, these are normally distributed, so we use norm, and it will fit the parameters of the normal distribution to our data set and show us this line here. SciPy Stats has a lot of different statistical distributions. We could imagine, for instance, if this were chi-squared, we just square each of the elements of our data set, and this becomes a chi-squared distribution. And we can just as easily fit that in the same way. Each of the components of dist plot, the fit, the KDE, the histogram, and the rug plot, take their own keyword arguments. The fits keyword arguments are just passed to the matplotlib plot function. So if we want to change the style of the fit line, we can use fit KWS and pass a dictionary. KWS for keywords. So you can see here, I changed it to red dashed line. KDE goes to the Seaborn KDE function. It has a keyword, for instance, called shade, which will shade the area under the curve. And the histogram goes to the Seaborn hist function, and it has a keyword that changes the 0 point of the histogram so that we can elevate it off the x-axis. So there I changed the color and I shaded KDE. The only interesting one in the rug plot is you can change its length. This height parameter, it's a function of the total height of the graph, so it's a fraction. This will take up half of the total area.